Yeah, can you maybe describe Gold Dust? When did the album title came to you?
I think Goldust was a term I had when something was really great. Kind of like, what was Charlie Sheen's Winner? Something like that. I think I used to have like a mocking myself. I'd say Goldust when I was feeling really good, or something good had happened, like bingo. Do you ever say bingo? In England,
Occasionally, yeah.
Like in England, you say bingo and something like, you find something. And that, for me, it was always Goldust, so it became a running joke between Jules and I. Yeah, so it's just a good feeling.
Can you describe what was the first song that you wrote for this record that you had that feeling with?
The first song I wrote is the last actual song on the record called Caffeine. And that's pretty much just waking up on a morning in Berlin again, and simple as that. And then I wrote Lazin in the Sunshine. I wrote those two very closely together.
Because did you write all the songs between the release of the last album and now?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote them all within about 6 months of each other. Like I said, I like the idea of having a collection of songs that are all linked. And it's too easy just to wait another 3 years to release another album, and I'm not really into that.
What would you say then is the link, if you can describe that?
I think it's more an observational album for me, and like I said, the people in my lives and things I see in my life, and I think that's the kind of link. The first record was more about love and lost and more personal relationship stuff, but this one's slightly broader for me. And all the songs fit together for me, kind of like a jigsaw, but no one else is supposed to figure that out, I don't think.
So maybe also if you listen back to it in 10 years from now, then...
Yeah, it's the photo album I talk about, maybe in a few years I'll be taking it off the shelf, and that's the photo album of, my first trips to the Netherlands and Germany and my first touring and stuff like that.
Yeah, you described you didn't want to wait long. Do you feel that the pace that you've set now for yourself, is that the one that you will try to continue with?
I hope so. I mean, that's, things at one time were done that quickly, and I don't see the need to particularly hold on to songs. If it's something I feel I want to record now, I'll record it now. I don't need to wait for someone else to do it.
But did you feel especially in a certain period a lot of inspiration came to you, or is that something you can always...
It kind of comes in bursts and phases, and I think you might water it down if you leave your recording too long, If it feels like it's all coming together, then that's your collection of songs for me.
And from what mood, if you have to observe it, do you think comes the most inspiration? Is that maybe the sad part regarding your family, or is it also the bright side?
No, I mean, like I said, I find a lot of optimism for this record, and actually quite good feeling. So it's not really out of sadness, it's just out of expression, I think. It's not really coming from, I'm so distraught, I need to write.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe just briefly a little bit about the orchestra. How, when you first heard them play a song that you composed with the real orchestra again, what was the feeling that hit you?
Well, it's kind of like, your first date or something. First time you hear it is nothing like it. So when I heard the first song on the first album, I mean, that's crazily, it's just a strange feeling. But I'd played with the Metropole before I recorded this album. I played with them at the North Sea Jazz Festival last year, and so I'd had some experience with them.
Why did you pick them?
Well, there was 17, I mean, thankfully our paths crossed, and I approached them after North Sea Jazz, and they were interested, so just a little bit of good fortune, really.
Yeah, and where do you think in this, if you can name one song, do you feel the most, that you are the most proud of, or has the most special feeling for you, orchestration-wise?
I think there's a song called Chatsworth Ave, which is at the end of the record. And it's a song about me visiting my mother, who wasn't that well, and she's still not very well. But going back to the house where you grew up, and all the memories in the house, and looking out the window, and there's a school at the end of the road, so I recorded it on my phone. The kids running around the playground, starts the song, and yeah. So it's kind of the kind of nostalgia on that song links to me. It's yeah, there's a lot of memories in that song. I like that.
Do you? Yeah. How many memory songs are there on this one? Do you think?
Well, they pop up everywhere. They pop up everywhere. Maybe the next album will just be looking forward or something.
Yeah. One last question. Now, yeah, you've of course recorded with the orchestra. And live, what's the plan for you now if you go on tour?
Well, I have a show. I have a show at the Carré. I'll say that again when she stops talking. I have a show at the Carré on the 4th of November, and that's with the Metropole Orchestra. So we'll start with that, and we'll see where we go. I mean, I like mixing it up with gigs anyway, so some shows it will be just me or a little small band, and sometimes it will be 70 of us. I like that.
So you're a flexible guy.
Yeah, I try to be.
Thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure.